Welcome to the Sci-Fi Center, the place to be, where comic books and wrestling collide magically. Movies, TV shows, and pop culture we share. Get ready to rock, we're here to take you there. From superheroes to aliens in outer space, we've got the latest news and reviews in our embrace. Turn on your screen, let the neon lights glow. We'll take you back to the 80s. Let's rock and roll. Sci-Fi Center, where the legends come alive. Get ready to geek out, let your imagination fly. We're diving into the past with a touch of modern flair. Sci-Fi Center, the ultimate pop culture lair.
Fuck Twitter.
Mm.
It's doing the stupid shit again. I'm a fucking paid member. I am paying for your fucking product. It says right up on my screen, active member. Why are you saying premium account on X is required to create live broadcasts? Okay, I did it. I got like weeks left of this membership. Fix your shit. Welcome to fucking Wednesday. How's everybody doing? Oh, like I said, if you get paid to do a job and you can't do it, you should get another job. If you run something that's tech, it should work. I understand there are glitches, but there's just too many glitches, man. And you know, it's simple stuff. Simple stuff. A lot of people use Twitter. A lot of people view us through Twitter. A lot of people who have entered our domain through the channel through Twitter. And this goes before it got corrupted and screwed up and messed up and whatever. But at least certain things about it were baked in that always worked. This was one of them. Its outreach was one of them. And now that's being screwed with. And out of nowhere, randomly. I know ACS had a problem a couple days ago with it doing this for no reason. We are both paid members. We did what you asked. We got the little check mark. My check mark is missing, and I like the big deal. But what it allows me to do, who it allows me to message, I'm talking to people trying to get our Star Trek shows and stuff set up for the weekend, and I can't talk to them because of the stupid check mark isn't there anymore, even though it shows me as an active member, an active premium member. By the way, which I shouldn't even have to fucking pay for. But anyway. Sons of bitches.
Yeah, so I was wondering why it hadn't come up on Twitter. Yeah, because and like I said,
because now we got to rely on YouTube's notification, and fuck, I might be in bed sleep by the time that happens. They randomly put out their notifications. That includes if you have the bell. I haven't been notified yet that we are live, right? Because YouTube has not notified me that we're live. But with Twitter, it does it. Bam! It does it immediately, and your viewers know. And that was something. No matter who was running the company, that was something that was fine. You didn't have to worry about that. Now you got to worry about stuff because their premium stuff screws with the basic functions of the program. And the reason why he had to go to premium is because he went private with the company because the stock tanked. Anyway. But yeah, for those of you who will watch this on the replay, I'm going to go ahead and put the link and share the link to the stream. On the thing for VRL. So just in case because a lot of people on Twitter watch it live as it as it airs. Whereas a lot of our YouTubers will watch it later on in the afternoon. So there you go. Now you have it. Sorry for those of you who are a lot of people. We have a lot of people around the world who watch in different time zones. Like right now, certain people, this is right within their wheelhouse. And then there's certain people on the East Coast, a lot of people on the West Coast. I got a lot of people in Hawaii who watch the show. They're on a 5-hour difference, so this is perfect for them. But they're all on Twitter because at one point in time it was the go-to app. I don't know what, whatever. So yeah, you can it's going to be a low traffic night because, like I said, that really hurts us. Yeah, I still haven't got mine. That's another thing is why doesn't the notification just go all out at once? Like Nerd gets his, I should get mine the same time he gets his. You should get your. I mean, everybody should get it at once. What is it, like a raffle? Nerds, you're up first. Anyway, but this tonight, if there's any day that we're gonna have a snafu as far as that goes, there's not a lot of stuff going on tonight. I don't think any news broke. I think yesterday, I don't know. I think yesterday Superman. We finished filming. That doesn't mean anything to me. We still got a year of post production to go. And like I said, that's not the movie of the month of 2025. I'm really, really concerned about. That's Fantastic Four is. Warner Brothers continues to put out rumors that they want to split into two different companies. Which, if I was a major stockholder, I would sue to prevent. Because what you're basically trying to do is you're trying to hide debt instead of dealing with it. And if I'm still a stockholder who's liable for the company that's in debt, that's a problem. So nothing real new on that front. Deadpool continues to march on its way to wherever it's going. Hold on. Hey, look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Watch the Sci-Fi. The Sci-Fi Center is live. Hey, look at that. Only been on the air. Only 11 minutes into it.
That's good.
Weird. I don't know.
Delayed reaction.
Yeah, but North Coast Kenosha got his though, so it's like some people get it, some people don't. It's like I'm like literally hosting the show. My channel should be like the first one to get it. Whatever. But see that's I have a problem with it. Used to do it, but now okay, why hit the bell that says notify me of everything this particular content creator does if you're not going to notify him? That's the one thing good about Twitter is I can see the saturation of people that get on Twitter. As soon as we're up, you see those numbers go. You can see it right on. You guys can't see it, but if you use StreamYard, you know how it works on our upper left-hand corner. You can clearly see when they're coming in, how long they're staying, where they're coming from, a whole bunch of stuff. Oops, they're just they are reminding me about my my ticket for Sunday to meet Captain Kirk, meet William Shatner, get that picture up on the wall. No autograph, just a picture. But yeah, I mean, there's too many tech snafus, man. I mean, fucking. All right. I have not watched the trailer for Squid Game. I didn't make it all the way through the original Squid Game. It just wasn't for me. I know it's massively popular, though. Did you watch Squid Game?
No.
Sorry, I didn't want to lie and act like I watched it, but I got halfway through it, and then it was just like it just lost me. Yeah, RJ didn't get. I mean, like I said, why have the bell if you're not going to notify anybody? You know, just put like a bell with like a maybe sign on it or something. I don't know. Kind of lame. Yes, I'm going to watch the Alien. If we don't promote it here via our companies that support us on those, I'm going to do my own promotion here at the Galaxy Boulevard or somewhere. I got to get that. I got to get that popcorn bucket though. So. Hit the like. Yeah, for those of you who are getting notification app, hit the like and subscribe button. Share the stream. We are at 732 subscribers right now, which puts us 268 away from the goal of 1,000, which puts the channel in an entirely new plateau. Changes a lot for us. So, and yeah, she has my King Geek emoji for those of you who can see it in the normal chat. I love that emoji. Hello, Ray. How are you? Ray is recovering. Like I said, I got a freeze frame of Ray on the night we got back from Hall H. Man, like I said, it looks like she should be saying, "I'm safe." They want you to send $1 million for my release. Let's see. I would be surprised if Fantastic Four wasn't pushing November. I've heard this over and over again. I see no reason why. I see no reason why. So no one has, RJ, you're welcome to try. No one has given me a good reason why either of these movies should move. I could see if they were within a week of each other. I could see if they were on the same day. They're 2 weeks apart. Whatever money Superman Legacy is going to make, it's going to make in its first 2 weeks. And it's not, Fantastic Four is not, I mean, if you're going to see Superman, you're going to see Superman. And Superman is not going to affect Fantastic Four in the least. So I say keep them where they're at. I see no reason for either one to move. By the time Fantastic Four is released, Superman will have been in theaters for a full 2 weeks. And like it's always said, it's been proven that 82% of your revenue is pulled in within the first 2 weeks. There's not going to be any significant follow-up on Superman in week 3 and 4. So you might as well just get it out of the theaters anyway and get it to PVOD. But no, I don't see any indication of them moving, and I don't think either movie should move. I don't think either movie benefits from moving. Not one bit. That's just me. So I would be surprised if one of them moved, because there's no mathematical reason for either one to move. What are my expectations for D23 for Marvel? Can see a trailer for Daredevil. Yeah, I expect they focused on their main 3 that are coming up as far as cinematically, but yeah, I expect to see anything that they have TV wise connecting them to you, and any of the other things to be highlighted on D23, if not more movies and stuff. Let's see. Stopped caring about how I look on camera after day 3. Yeah, I stopped caring before day 1, but yeah, I was like, man, yeah, especially like after day 3, we were just happy to be alive. And that past that, like I said, of all the Comic-Cons, this was the one that when it was finally over, I was ready for it to be over. It wasn't like, wow, I wish I could stay at 3 more. I was ready. I was happy to be there. I had a shit ton of fun. The atmosphere is what you need. I need that atmosphere on an annual, if not more, basis. But yeah, when it came Sunday, I could feel it in my bones. Maybe because of Hall H this year was really, like I said, a lot of sitting. I never knew how exhausting just waiting for something was, but it was. So, Brad's Woodpecker. I got to get the emoji so that when you start typing.
No, well, like right before we came on, I just saw, again, talking about a trailer. I mean, this is more me and probably Aaron interest. I saw a trailer for something called Deadly Impact. It's
sounds like a Glad Shang Glam.
No, it's from China. They have a streaming service over there called iQIYI. So a lot of stuff. Their stuff is you kind of released they've embraced streaming definitely over there in China and Hong Kong as a result of the pandemic. So like a lot of, if you're really into Asian action, that's definitely kind of on your radar. It's like, so I saw the trailer like, oh man, Well Go USA and Hiya, they're kind of the big importers over here. So it said, oh, please bring this over here by Christmas. Man, this looks awesome. I want to play the trailer. But William won't let me. We probably fly.
We're gonna get. Yeah, why do you want to get us flagged? Okay, I don't think Fantastic Four will move for competition reason. It would only move. Here's the thing about this, and here's when we were at Hall H. I think this movie is well into production. Obviously, the actors have to do their thing, but as far as like the CGI and a lot of the ad post production, I think this movie's already well on its way. Further than any other movie. I think that once they get their live action people in and the composites in, I think this movie will be in post production. Though, really, I don't think the post production and the VXS process is going to be extended, because I think a lot of it is happening now. Because you got to think about it. Think about the nature of this movie, right? A lot of these scenes probably don't require a human ever being in the vicinity. So yeah, they could be this. I until I hear otherwise, don't think that Fantastic Four is going to move. I don't see. I don't. Superman has a year of post production. There's no way it's going to move, and there's no reason for it to move. I think Marvel. I think Marvel's production products is better than anyone else's, and so they'll be fine. And I think James Gunn has a year to set up, to set up his thing. Hey, Ray, gifted memberships. Thank you.
Thank you, Ray. Oh, by the way, that reminds me of Vince also mentioned me on the Discord that he's going to be at his aunt's birthday this Saturday. So that actually, kind of where it gets talking about like all the kind of the catch up streams I want to do for everything I wanted to do this past weekend.
We're not doing those this weekend, though.
Exactly. Well, I mean that's I mean with him his aunt's birthday. I mean that makes that much more. What I was saying before about like let's just move that to the following weekends. Like that just makes it that much more advantageous as far as schedulings, and we'll just focus on Rebel Moon this weekend.
Yeah, and that way I can make myself disappear for yours.
No, you will regret that, man.
Whatever. So yeah, we're gonna do one Rebel Moon on Friday and another one on Saturday. And then we'll do our normal. I got some stuff lined up because it's Star Trek convention. The guys from Checkyard, I will be down there Sunday when I get my. I'm only gonna be at Star Trek convention for one day, and that's Sunday. Because I originally had planned to be to both of these conventions, but 4 days away from my store, even though the store was open, it's not me. I don't want to spend 2 consecutive complete weekends away from the store. So I limited myself to one day. And like I said, my whole goal, I go to conventions with goals, and there's only one goal for the Star Trek convention, and that's to meet and get my picture taken with James T. Kirk, the original, the OG. And, after that, we're good as far as my bucket list goes. I'm too young to have a bucket list, but I have one going, and I've cleared a lot of it. But thank you, Rhea, for the constant support. And like I said, now that she's in the chat, thank you, Rhea, for like literally being the go-to person, just making it so I could roam freely and have fun. Between her and Bill, I was able to get as much out of this convention as I could possibly get out of it. Without them there, it would have been a very limited event, especially if I was committed to going to Hall H. It would have been impossible for me to have any fun for the convention. But yeah, she was everywhere she was needed. She was there. Every support. She was just perfect wing person to have along with you on any trip, especially Comic-Con and the chaos, especially this being her first Comic-Con too. So thank you, Rhea. I'm hearing Twisters may bomb now that Deadpool is out. Well, how much money did Twisters make? Isn't Twisters already?
Twisters is already on a really good start. Yeah, it'll be fine. It's doing fine.
Yeah. Okay, guys. When you say bomb after third week, forget about it. The money that the movie's going to make is that those first 2 weeks is it. Okay, Twisters had a budget of 155, a lot of that CGI, and its box office is 230. So it's not making spectacular money, but I don't think it's a bomb. I think it's a very expensive movie.
And one hasn't been released ever yet too, because also they stagger the release in different territories in a lot of cases. So that may also be something to consider too.
Let me see. It tells me where it's been released. All right, Twisters. All right, so it has been released. Let's see, worldwide. Oops. Ooh, wow. Those are stats I do not need. All right, so it has opened. Let's see. Let's look at China. Did it get a Chinese release?
I don't know, and that's well. I should say it's, because 5-6 years ago, I mean, they were every they want Chinese release for everything, because I mean you could really make a lot of bank there. But I mean these days it's like the market has shifted so much. It's American movies just aren't breaking out like they used to in China previously.
You know what's missing here that really makes a lot of money for American movies lately, with China being hit or miss? Japan. It hasn't had a Japan release. But no, I don't think. I think they could have, spent a little bit less. But it's made 164 million domestically, 66 million worldwide, for a total of 233 million When did it open? It opened in Mexico July 19th. So we're in August, dude. It's pretty much headed to PVOD. We're to make the rest of its money. I don't know if that's a bomb or not, though. It's really, I don't know. Yes, I started that process today. I started the process today. I sent out the email for press passes for you, Rhea, myself, and Brad. So I figure I couldn't start it any earlier than I did. So I'll get all that stuff going. So yeah, because I really don't want to be just a rando trying to get in next to that. That was exhausting, man. That was like I said, it wasn't like we were lifting heavy. It was just the there were adrenaline up, adrenaline down, adrenaline up, and then like I said, then me with no sleep in the bed. So all I had on Saturday was adrenaline. All I had from the 2 o'clock in the morning where I decided, okay, fuck this, I'm getting out of here, to literally whenever Hall H ended was around 6 or 7 o'clock. And then I had to go get my shit. I really wanted to do stuff on off site. I missed my trauma panel because I had to go get my stuff out of the room and check into the other one. So, but I was supposed to be going to 1 o'clock that next morning, but I was going to be doing that on enough sleep. But like I said, it was like The Walking Dead, and everything you saw from me on Saturday was the adrenaline rush, and that's it. But yeah, hopefully we get this press thing going, and then like I said, you definitely have to stop being a lame ass. You definitely have to come out next year, man. Fuck. I mean, you could have come out this year, but
we'll make it work next year. Fun. Oh, Aaron, I'm gonna shoot you. You're the one who gets it. William doesn't. I'm gonna shoot you the trailer for the one I was talking about from China earlier. Ichi called Deadly Impact. I'm gonna shoot this to you because man, I can't.
Hey, can we keep this cult leader to disciple conversation off?
I'm gonna DM this to you right now.
Aren't you guys supposed to be speaking in code? Isn't it like supposed to be something I don't understand or something like that, or the general public that doesn't non-cult members don't get?
Doesn't matter. Aaron gets it.
Maybe the tax write-offs will balance out the investment and get them back even. Well, I think they'll be all right. Like I said, they spent a lot of money on promoting it, but Twisters is like I said. Okay, so you figure they spent about $100 million. So even with the $100 million that they spent, they're still creeping over. But Twisters, for me, I sent a whole bunch of people to see Twisters. Guess where I'm going to watch it? Right on that screen right here. I just don't have the time. I know a lot of people didn't have the time. Plus, everybody's going to see Inside Out 10 times. So the date movie is going to be Twisters. And I heard everybody who went had fun with it. So it's like, you know what? Yes, we know. I am probably not going to be the only person to have this problem too, by the way. I'm pretty sure I'm going to get HCS is going to be up early this morning. I'm going to check with him. He had the problem the same time I did, so we're not alone. And I'm a premium member. Yeah, that's why it definitely has an effect on our numbers. Yeah, and you know what? When he comes, he's going to bring a keyboard that has a membrane on it, because the 1988 Apple IIgs keyboard that he's using right now is lazy as fuck.
I just literally just got. Let me see. I got it over here.
Yeah, you got a new one?
No, I got a keyboard for my my tablet just the other day. So
type on that one. Type on that because you shouldn't.
Yeah. So now I can actually type up articles and things like that, through my my tablet.
Yeah, I got one of those. Well, I actually got the adapter to it. I don't have that. Yeah, we got one.
Fell over here.
You even got a gamer chair, man. I just got some.
I just got that for Christmas.
I don't even game, but I want one of those.
Yeah, I've been wanting those for a while.
Do you have any thoughts on Rebel Moon didn't get a Hall H slot? I don't know if it's all the marketing. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think it's because it would actually cost it, because the actual production companies pay for that. Like Marvel and DC pay for all that. They pay to fly people out. They pay, they pay for their slots. They pay for all that. It's basically like buying a commercial, and that goes straight to Netflix. this is people gotta remember, and I gotta remind myself of this a lot. Netflix does not do that. What they did to get Rebel Moon up and going to begin with was meant to be the advertisement for what they're about to do now. Keep it in the conversation, let the conversation build, and then give limited. So I don't know their money. I don't know their money as far as like what they're at, but I'm guessing that for whatever reason, it may not have been cost effective for them to do so.
Well, and also, I mean, it's for extended cuts. I mean, now granted, Zach has positioned them very much as like almost akin to being he's described as almost like a different universe, but yeah, there's I mean. I think if you weren't going to do it at a panel or anything like that at the Comic-Con that led into the initial release, it's like it kind of feels almost like you're playing catch up if you're doing it with the extended cuts. So that's again that's one way I think probably could look at it too.
And that's consistent with Netflix because how many Comic-Con panels? I know there've been some, but when Stranger Things was on the air, when they were doing that, I don't think Stranger Things did. Did Stranger Things do Comic-Con panels? I think they did like 2, but they've been Hold on. Let's see, because I don't remember. Yeah, I don't remember them being there. They were there in the early days. They were there for the first couple of seasons. I don't think they did, but you figure for season 4. I don't think they did one for season 4. I know they did one for season 3. But even then, that they don't necessarily do that because that's where they kind of save their money. But who knows? All right, I don't know about this fourth.
I'm sure the other following week that we can have a chance. Oh, I think he was getting at is like so everybody's seen it by that point, so that we're all kind of going into like some commentary and thoughts on our mind for like the actual watch party.
I am flexible when it comes to this. I personally wouldn't mind that personally. I don't know. I don't think it'll have an effect on our fundraiser. What do you guys think? How do I put a poll in here? Well, I don't want to do a poll because we don't have our full complement of viewers either, because there's a lot of people who are watching us on Twitter that are probably pissed off right now.
And by the way, Aaron just retweeted or quote tweeted, so she's thank you, Aaron, for helping out with that.
Yeah, and I just put the link in there. You know what? Even a broken clock's sort of right twice. I kind of agree with him. What do you think, Brad?
About why we're not about doing this?
Yeah.
Yeah, I could definitely be open to that if you guys want to, like, everybody like have it, have both. And that's the other thing about it is too. I mean, between them, they're 6 hours long, so we it's to some extent we are kind of trying to scramble a little bit to sort of catch up and do it this week. But yeah, I'm definitely amenable to that if that's what you guys want to do. Now, of course, as what Vince said, because he's going to be with his aunt, what I'm taking you guys through, we can't do that yet, but don't worry, it'll happen. We'll get there. It'll all happen.
All 4 of you rejoice, hallelujah.
Yeah, I got quoted in the damn trailer for the man. Okay, so
rejoice and hallelujah.
But well, okay. So if this is what we do, then I mean, anybody have anything that suggests kind of in lieu of our Rebel Moon for this weekend? For we all get on that independently, the extended cuts, and then do the actual.
We got other shit we can watch. We got Cape Crusader that hits like what tonight. In fact, you know what? Now, I think Cape Crusader hit now.
Yeah.
Let me make sure, because I was, like I said, the only thing that, like I said, I had to sacrifice that panel because of Hall H, which I really wanted to see. Is it on now? It's there. How many episodes? Is it all the episodes?
Yeah, I don't think they're doing they're doing like a binge dump kind of like Netflix.
No, they aren't. Episode 1. That's it.
Oh, just episode 1? How many are there going to be total?
10 episodes.
10. Okay, so those are over 10 weeks.
Hold on, let's see. Do we have it?
You know what else
Hold
is
on,
like?
wait.
I
Ah,
doubt
no,
like
they're all out. They're all out. God damn it. Oh well, but you know what? Hey,
you know what else? It's like I want to do the again. This will maybe we'll envelop this into. I doubt I could get William to agree to this weekend. But maybe we'll like envelop this into like Brad enlightening, or as he puts it, corrupting. But really, it's enlightening the minds of our audience with the watch parties we're catching up on. I captain that ship. But is anybody familiar with in the chat or yeah, Aaron's on board with the whole idea.
that's a half.
Yeah.
They're half-hour episodes. How many we want to do?
Well, if they're just releasing weekly, then it's just like
No, they
one.
released them all. They released them all. They're all.
Oh, they did. Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, we could do. Huh. So between that, it'd be like 5 hours. So why would we do maybe like you want to do maybe like the first half Saturday, second half Sunday, or like Friday Sunday or Friday Saturday kind of thing?
I say we do 4 episodes on Saturday, and that's it. I won't be around on Sunday for the most part because of the convention. So
Well,
let's do episodes. So let's do episodes because they're all half hour. So we can do episodes 1, 2, 3, and 4 on Saturday, and we don't need to do a. We'll give everybody a break on Friday and just do a normal because I'll probably end up. Both of us will probably end up at some point in time on Junkies. Thing for a little bit, and
again, that was the thing I was thinking about with Rebel Moon with the 2 extended cuts this week. The big thing is the A, it's 2 movies, and B, it's 2 movies that between them are 6 hours long or 6.5 hours long. So again, we're starting the charity for this leading into Twilight of the Gods. Really, we did the watch parties for the initial release. We definitely want to do that for the first one. Just of course as fans, we want to jump in to it as well. But again, it's like there's time management into that also.
No. And the reason why it is not a Lloyd Kaufman, is not a Trauma product as far as this goes. It is a Legendary Film product, and until they get some type of distribution resolution, nobody can screen it anywhere. So I talked to them about that this weekend. We're still status quo. I think if they put it on streaming, then I can go ahead and do it because streaming is distribution. So.
Yeah.
Let's see.
How's it going, Droga?
I'm just clicking on this.
I was about to mention too. I was like, I got to get William to agree this. And again, he's not big on sharing comedies on here. Although maybe this might this could fall somewhat under even though it's based on a true story. Is anybody in the chat familiar, or William, are you familiar with? It's called "I Love You to Death." It was the first R-rated movie my parents let me see. I was like 10 years old.
I'm aware of it vaguely.
Well, it's based on a true story, and basically what it is this wife finds out, even though he's not making that much effort to cover it up, that your husband is being unfaithful. So she decides to off her husband, and the problem is every time they try to kill him, he survives. And it's based on a true story. This is a real couple this happened to in the early 80s. And where they just make attempt after attempt to kill him, and it just keeps failing. And I didn't know. I was like 10 years old when they let me see it. I didn't know then. I know now why they let me see it, because even though it's R-rated, it doesn't have that many F-bombs in, or like a whole lot of graphic content, especially for being predicated on something like adultery. There's really not like a lot of sexual material or anything of that nature in it. So it's very dry humor. So a lot of that's going to go over a kid's head at the time. But it's so hilarious. It's kind of like you're not. You talked about it's like not a fan of buffoonery. This is comedy minus the buffoonery. Maybe is probably the way to put it.
We are going to do Batman Caped Crusader this weekend. Nothing on Sunday other than I have the Game of Thrones season finale. So I'll have that on its own, and then but I won't be available for most of the day because I'll be at the convention shooting footage and shit.
And by the way, also the in the Egyptian right now, the Zach's festival of everything that he's doing right now is going on. Are they at the Rebel Moon? I don't think they're saving that for last, and they're probably right now just getting the ZSJL, And like this Saturday, they're going to be showing the extended cuts of Rebel Moon, have the Q&A with Zach. So we'll probably like get some questions and some sound bites out of that. So it's definitely something to pay attention to. You go ahead and look this up about the Egyptian.
Yeah, Lloyd Cott. He has they got their own YouTube channel too. Bring their stuff up. For a while, you could just get them for free, but now they got the Troma Now app, which is where a lot of they pull in a lot of revenue from because a lot of people are loyal to it. I'm even on it.
Yeah. They just they just did Army of the Dead last night. Tomorrow is Zack Snyder's Justice League, the Justice Gray version, and then Saturday they're showing the Rebel Moon director's cuts, and that'll have a Q&A as well.
Yeah, aren't Film Junkie and them going to that? Or are they going to be at that?
I think he. I think he is. I believe he is. And I mean, he has the advantage of like living within an hour of the place. So
yeah, I couldn't do it even if I lived right across the street, simply because the same reason why. Yeah, it's just and then Star Trek. I got to be at the store because we have people coming in for that convention that come to get cheaper stuff from us. And then I'll be at the convention this Sunday. So 2 conventions back to back.
Yeah.
But yeah, the original plan was to go to all 3 days here at the Rio, but it's just just didn't make adult sense.
Yeah, Clint's saying is good postponing disaster movie. That's never a bad idea. By the way, literally, if anybody's familiar with the Nostalgia Critic, he literally today I got such a good laugh out of this. He his latest one is about disaster movies. So I can encourage everybody to go. In fact, I'm going to put that in the chat. Go give this a watch because it's like I don't always agree with him, and it's like, yeah, he didn't like Man of Steel or BVS, but nobody's perfect. He did like ZSGL though, but he likes disaster movie about as much as I do. Yeah. This will give you a pretty good encapsulation if you haven't picked up on it already about why I hold disaster movie, all the spoof nonsense in such high esteem. So here you go, right there in the chat, everybody.
Okie. Oh, that's you posting. All right. This damn Twitter thing. Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. You're just doing that to Egger too.
I'm doing what I'm doing.
Like I said, I mean that keyboard has to literally be the first keyboard ever made. They haven't sounded like that. Like, dude.
Pretty standard keyboard.
Oh my goodness, that keyboard is from like the 80s. Because the newer ones have that pad.
I got a pretty standard desktop, so
yeah, the new keyboards have that membrane in there so that you don't hear that.
Again, like I said, I just got a keyboard for my tablet, so I can actually get work done on my tablet now.
Let's see. Will they still make physical media? Oh. Congrats. But yeah, not a lot to talk about tonight.
Yeah, did we get any big news today? Nothing I can think of.
Nah, that's why us getting screwed by Twitter is not the worst thing that would happen because we don't have a lot to put forth.
I mean, the trailer I shared with Aaron was pretty freaking awesome. So it's just I'm saying, it's like waiting on Deadly Impact to come to the Western world, hopefully by Christmas. We'll do watch party that because you guys will understand.
Yeah. All right.
That title does actually kind of. You said it sounded like a Van Damme movie for like the 90s. Well, like the because it's a Chinese movie. The title, as it translates from Mandarin, is to live through death. So this is kind of like the sort of international English title, which that's not uncommon when you're talking about like foreign imports for the title to be tweaked or adjusted for the English release. But yeah. It's and I told Aaron, it's like, dare I say, it looks like a Chinese or Hong Kong version of something. It does. I'm going to share this on Discord so you guys can see all of this.
Sad. This is quite sad.
Yeah, it's quite sad. William doesn't get it. It's so sad that William will say he doesn't get it. But don't worry, he'll be there for when we get all the watch parties of Life After Fighting and Undisputed and Never Back Down and all this awesomeness that I bring here. She will get it. Aaron's already there. Ruth's already there. In fact, Ruth is I'm seeing her in the chat tonight. So
you bring all that you need to bring in suffering. That's the only capital I need for you.
Yeah, I'm trying to. I want to know. It's like when we do disaster movie before, Life After Fighting. I do I do want to know, because again, like Meet the Spartans, you got 5 minutes, and like what was the last piece of shit you had? Cat in the Hat. That's like, I think you lasted a little bit longer there. Disaster Movie. I don't think you're gonna make it through like the opening like 2 minutes before you
I've
sing.
already
What,
seen it.
you've
I've
seen
already
Disaster
seen
Movie?
it. Yeah, I remember I had to promote this stupid ass movie.
You had to promote Disaster Movie back in 08?
Disaster movie, and when we did it with The Room.
No, that's Disaster Artist.
Oh, which one are you talking about? Which one did you just?
Disaster Movie, the one everybody wants me to suffer through. That's the
I
Free
thought
Bird
everybody
Smoke.
wanted to do Disaster Artist. Oh no, I haven't seen
No, the
Disaster movie.
Disaster Artist, I will gladly, because that's about the making of The Room. I have no problem like doing a watch party of that. That one, that is
Why?
very good.
See, that's what I don't understand. You don't have a problem with that piece of shit, but you have problems with all these other ones. It's like they're both of the same.
Yeah, but
build
there's
level.
but the difference is there's focus and structure.
There, what?
And in a linear like A to B progression, there's actual effort.
Yeah,
put
A to
in,
trash projection. Yeah,
writing. There's actual, again, it begins with like a thought in in the frontal lobe that progresses back to the cortex and then develops into the germ of an idea that it makes it to paper and then it's eventually filmed. That's how those things. That's how those have all realized. Nothing like that with Disaster Movie or Meet the Spartans or Scary Movie.
Yeah, it's the same. It's
Yeah,
the same.
Diego's again clarifying. Yeah, and that's like, man, that is bar none the worst movie I have ever laid eyes on in my life.
I don't know about that, but like I said,
Oh, it is. Oh, it is. Oh, it is. Oh, Azteca's got an idea too.
No. I mean, Blade
Well,
1, yeah.
And going back,
I'm not watching Blade 2
it's funny.
again.
It's funny you should. And by the way, I think Aaron. I think Aaron mentioned on the Discord she's just going to be seeing Deadpool Wolverine like this week or next week.
I thought you already had it down there, Ozzy.
But well, so I hope you. Well, okay, because this plays into some spoilers from that. But I did mention we were doing.
How long are we waiting to talk about? I mean,
okay, so
it came out tomorrow. Tomorrow is a week, right?
Going to Blade, discussing Blade. In light of the release of Deadpool Wolverine, like the recent, let's say, kind of like shade Wesley Snipes has thrown on Twitter over the developmental struggles of the MCU Blade movie. In hindsight and knowing what we know now, do you think that may have been like coordinated between him and Marvel now? You think so?
Yep. Kevin Feige's not going to let him talk trash about one of his actors, another one of his actors, especially one of that high esteem, regardless of the situation. So yeah, that was all part of. And that, I'm pretty sure Ryan Reynolds was the main factor behind that. And
there's also a line that Wesley has in the movie too that's very, again, very on the nose in that respect.
Yeah, and like I said, that told me that we're getting Blade. That just told me that we're getting Blade. I don't know when, but according, like I said, I just haven't been paying attention to any news.
I mean, we both might be collecting Social Security by the time we actually gets made.
But I'm more of, like I said, listen, Marvel's giving me the movie I asked them to give me, and they can't. I'm gonna wait. At Social Security will be Spider-Man 4, but I'm getting.
That better not be.
I'm getting the Fantastic Four. I am so fucking excited about that movie. And just like I said, me on going on 36 hours at that moment with no sleep, it didn't feel like it when they came out. When he said, I got another surprise for you, the whole cast is here. And he just said it, as a matter of fact, everybody went bonkers, man. And then when they came out, I'm like, they're there. This is real. And because that trailer was awesome. I don't know if you guys, we're not going to promote the leak on the line because you know what, hey. But once they will release that eventually, that trailer was really neat, was really well done. And like I said, I saw Galactus, and it's not smoke, So I can't wait for event. Like I said, Superman. If I end up liking that, that's a bonus. That's a bonus. But the movie that for me, July 2025, that I'm making my way towards to. And by the way, Thunderbolts, which I didn't have much hope for, looks fun. Thunderbolts looks like a lot of fun, a lot of fast-paced fun. I think that's going to do well as
And Monkey Jeebus has one. I wonder if Snyder would be interested in a Mortal Kombat or Injustice movie to finish off the Snyderverse. Well, I mean, the Nightmare timeline is. I mean that's very heavily influenced by Injustice. I mean, it obviously tweaks elements of it, but it's essentially injustice. So yeah, I think that's kind of to an extent, like you're kind of asking him to do what he was already planning to do anyway. So I
I
think
don't know about the Mortal Kombat thing though.
yeah, I think he do a pretty awesome Mortal Kombat though.
I would rather him spend his talents elsewhere. I want, you know what I want? I want Mortal Kombat to stay a fucking video game. It's an awesome video game.
Yeah, we got the next one coming up, and they're saying like longer and crazier action scenes in it. And they said, oh yeah, we're
because that last one that they released on Max, that sucked.
I thought it was. I fall under the category where I say I liked it, but I wanted to love it. So I'm hoping that MK2 kind of falls more into the it's like I loved it category, and I wanted to.
That was like, it had a bunch of cool looking stuff, but substance.
The beginning and the ending are phenomenal.
Yeah, but everything else in between is a bathroom break.
What are my thoughts on is there really a mystery with me at this point?
The ones I've seen are fine. They're good. I mean, Brad holds them in much. We've seen them both. Brad holds them in a much higher regard. That's fine. He's got a little bit more of a connection. That's his field. I'm not a kung fu guy. I will watch movies with kung fu in it. I think kung fu and martial arts enhance movies, but I'm not that guy. It's like he's not a Star Trek guy, and I am. So it's just a matter of preference. I think that both movies were fine.
Yeah, because I've been thinking about too, like what could we do watch parties of this sort of like overlap those genres? Because we had that with the Skyline movies and I'm trying to think like, okay, like where would like martial arts sci-fi? I mean, one that I know I've heard William speak very highly of that's also really near and dear to my heart is Drive with Mark Dacascos from the 90s. That is, oh man, if you haven't seen Drive, oh man, you got
with Kadeem Harrelson and the late great Brittany Murphy.
Yeah.
Very first thing I saw Brittany Murphy.
Yeah,
dude,
likewise.
Yeah, he does some creative shit with it, and then that kind of stuff. Obviously, and like I said, anything Jason Statham because he is a martial artist. He's not,
Well, when I unfortunately had to miss the Beekeeper watch, but I wish I could because I know William was like, describing like the bad guys, and the way he put it to me, we were wrapping up. He said it's like, oh yeah, these motherfuckers can't die quickly or painfully enough.
You watch the first 10 minutes of Beekeeper and what happens to that woman.
It's like, oh yeah, these guys deserve what they get.
And that happens. Yeah, that happens across the world. And I don't know people who've done that to themselves. I mean, she was lost all her money. I don't know how I would have become a beekeeper. You steal that kind of money from me. Either I'm the beekeeper or I'm going to find him. I love the way they did that movie because they made you hate those people from
And I love when he goes into that the building where their facility is
with the gas can.
Yeah, but the fact that he like makes them say this oath, I will never steal from the weak and the vulnerable again. First of all, he says it, and they're just ignore him, and then he beats up the one guy at the computer. He says, "Okay, do I have your attention now?" And they all kind of sheepishly say, and he says, "Okay, to help you keep your promise, I'm torching this building." Get out of here.
I like the way he walks into the security gates. I'm going to torch this place.
The place is going to be on fire, so you might want to call the fire department and step outside as soon as possible.
Yeah, he definitely gets out. I thought I actually enjoyed Beekeeper better than I enjoyed the first John Wick.
It's been likened to John Wick a lot, and you can see definitely like it's got the way it kind of sets up the concept of beekeepers is not unlike the way Assassins of the Continental are revealed in the John Wick franchise. I mean, I think Beekeeper 2, I think that goes out saying. I mean, let me look it up. It was very successful, and especially because it's came out in January. We don't get like action movies, sci-fi movies, anything like blockbusters. We don't get things this good in January ever. That was definitely very much an outlier.
Although I think you might be seeing it more and more because of the streaming factor and the
changing landscape. Yeah. Pull it up here, and budget 40 million, box office 152.7. So yes, you will be seeing the Beekeeper 2 within the next 2 to 3 years.
Yeah, and they didn't really spend a lot of money advertising that movie.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and they didn't have to either because I mean, it's sold. I mean, it's easy to sell. It's like it's Jason Statham kicking ass for an hour and a half. So, and you just sprinkle in. It's like, oh yeah, the people who are getting who are the bad guys. It's like, oh, they in particular probably more so than any villains he's gone up against. These guys, man, they deserve it. Everything they get. So yeah, that was again, that was a watch party I unfortunately wasn't able to attend, and we had very few of those where that's happened with me.
Yeah,
Here,
where
but
were you that day?
oh damn it, I forget what happened. It might have been like a family thing or something. Or like something with school, but yeah, just whatever reason. There's I was able to get in like about the last like 20 minutes of the movie, but I wasn't there for like the intro. But yeah, going back to trying to in my head like watch parties I want to do that's not like okay like indulge Brad here for like his genre predilections, but like okay where does where does all of that like intertwine with sci-fi? I mean, obviously we've done that with Skyline. But yeah, one I was thinking of in particular was Drive, because that's a real kind of cult. It's basically Rush Hour, with like a sci-fi twist. I think it's better than any of the Rush Hour movies because it's got a similar sort of it's got the idea of like the Asian and black kind of buddy movie sort of formula to it.
There's a couple of I mean, Crank is a science fiction. So
That's the that's
bullshit,
because it is there's nothing realistic about Crank at all. I mean, he falls like in that first one. I mean, he falls like what, like 3,000 feet at least.
I can't believe there was another one. That's the thing that got me.
Yeah,
Like, how did you do that? And they did.
I'll go see it. Because it does operate on video game logic. It's like okay, it's like he. And I love how upfront they are about the ridiculousness of it in the marketing for the second one. Just the tagline was he was dead, but he got better. So they're upfront, but it's like, yeah, we know this is nonsense.
It was like the Meg. The Meg movies are trash. I mean, but they're fun trash. They're enjoyable trash. They're trash that when you go pay to see that trash, you don't feel like you've been cheated. You knew exactly what you were getting. They gave you exactly what they advertised, and that was it. But I wouldn't like. I'm sitting there watching this movie. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? And it's a Jason Statham movie without any martial arts, so I think it would be a tough watch for me. But he's just a good overall performer.
Yeah. But yeah, what else that has like a that's really sci-fi oriented for my genre? Well, I mean, Rebel Moon, obviously that that definitely falls into it because that blends sci-fi with action and all kinds of different elements to it. But I mean, we're going to do that anyway. I think. Here's some good ones. Now I know William's not going to want to do one of the very last one, but in the future, would you guys be interested in doing any watch parties of The Matrix?
1, 2, and 3.
Yeah, I knew you were going to be on board for number 4.
Well, it hurts. I think that movie hurts the other 3. I think that movie hurts. It's really hard to watch that movie. And I really didn't think they should have gone. I think that was a step too far. I think there would have been a time and a place for a new Matrix trilogy, but not with them. It's just like going to see Scream again with Sidney Prescott in it. If you watch the Scream series, her story has been told. Now you're just going back for my old memories, and I'm like, I don't.
Well, not just that, but also hasn't she been through enough at this point?
Yeah, and like I said, without spoiling it, because there's still a lot of people who haven't seen it. Her story, her last time you saw Sidney Prescott, that was the ending. There was nothing more for her to do.
Yeah.
When you bring people back after you've told their story, it's real risky. Now, look, it worked out with Logan, because after Logan they told their story. But you know what though? That is up to Hugh Jackman. Hugh Jackman gave a performance that was consistent with what you would have seen in Logan. What I was worried about when I first heard he was going to be in there, I'm like, okay, this is going to be Ryan Reynolds being a bunch of dumb dick jokes and all that, and then Logan's going to follow along.
And don't get me wrong, you definitely get that.
He does. He does. But the good thing, and it makes this movie stomachable for me, being able to watch a Deadpool movie, which is something I never thought I would do, is because nothing he does changes the core characters. Nothing that Deadpool does changes anybody. It makes him do. If you enjoy Deadpool for the buffoonery and the goofball thing, it's all there for you. But nobody else gets caught up in his shit, and that's kind of like the appeal of the movie because you kind of see that he sees that. I'm joking. Like I said, the best part of the movie.
It is. Well, go ahead. Yeah.
The best part of the movie for me, like I said, the crowd that I was with, the pop that is when he pulls the cowl over. When he pulls the cowl over his face.
That got a cheer.
And the way they did it though,
it's
the
slow
way
motion,
and then all of a sudden, because we all saw it, and I'm like, all these years
Finally
of
got the yellow
Wolverine,
spandex.
and because that's a journey that X-Men had to take, because when X-Men came out, they didn't have all the color, they didn't have any of that, because even though they were taking a chance on these movies, the society at the time wasn't ready for the goofy color unless you were Spider-Man or Superman, etc. And that took decades to get to that point. But when you look at Wolverine, they'd never done that. You figure this character's been around. Hugh Jackman's been playing this character for 24 years, and that all that time you never got to see that. And when you see him pull it up over his head, and that was real cool, because that was a huge step. It wasn't just a cool moment; it was a huge step, letting you know where they have come from since 2000 and where they are at now. The fact that was not acceptable 24 years ago, because people thought, oh, it's going to be a clown show, they'll just laugh at us. Now they don't give a fuck. Billions of dollars later, we're ready for it, and I thought that was cool. Like I said, it should have been Wolverine and Deadpool.
Well, and
It really
also,
should
I
have been
mean,
Wolverine and Deadpool.
going to what William's saying about Deadpool is Deadpool, but it's not turning other characters into, it's not Deadpoolizing Wolverine or any other characters. And the fact that Hugh Jackman's performance is so consistent with everything he's done before, and as I've said, it's like, I think if anything, he's stepped it up since his retirement. And there's a moment, there's a scene. It's actually, you've probably seen it probably circulate on social media by now, where Wolverine has, let's say, a diatribe on Deadpool. And I'm going to go ahead and say it at this point, I'm going to call it, this is probably the best insult I've ever heard to CBM in my life, because it works too, because it's this is what these characters, their personalities are so diametrically opposed. This is when you put them on this journey, this is how you would expect Wolverine to regard Deadpool as. So yeah, for anyone who's seen it knows what I'm talking about. William knows what I'm talking about. Yeah. And I'll just leave it. I won't say the specifics of it, but it's one of the best moments in the movie as far as I'm concerned.
The last minute, yeah. Well, not only was it a cash grab, they didn't even get the cash, because they released that shit on day and date along with everything else. Yeah, he was the best part about the movie.
Yeah, he's
I couldn't even get to the point where I can respect the sarcasm.
It is interesting. It is weird though. The Matrix Resurrections. It's the rare, like, franchise revival, or that in a meta way is questioning its own need to exist, because that really is the subtext of Matrix Resurrections. Is the movie itself is thematically is suggesting it's like that it is a cash grab.
Yeah, it'll fuck it up, Brad.
Yeah.
All right, guys. I think that's it. I think
nothing too big to happen today.
So we know our plans now. We know our plans have been adjusted, and I will make the thumbnail. Saturday night's going to be a pretty nice show. I got a lot of my topics. I got some guests that'll be joining us in the show. We're going to be celebrating Star Trek convention. We're going to be celebrating the Fantastic Four. That's going to be our comic book turning character, Fantastic Four, and Doctor Doom. Doctor Doom, they're very relevant right now, and what their relevance is, and how this all could fit into what they're doing. I'm just happy that we're getting Fantastic Four. So I'm going to have some fun there, and we'll have our musical topic back, but we'll definitely have guests. Just back to standard. It's going to feel good. Like I said, as good as I felt of being in San Diego last Saturday night after the adrenaline, after I knew I could actually crash and sleep, I felt real good. But, like I said, it's good to be – I'm not a guy who likes to travel. The Army took that out of me. I don't like traveling. I don't like the process of traveling. I'm not afraid to fly. I just hate the process of flying. It's like, oh, my God.
Okay, by the way, can you still do space safe flights?
I never could.
Oh, really? Okay. Yeah,
I never could.
Because that's my dad, my folks, whenever they fly anywhere, like they took a trip to Europe last year, and I think they're planning to again this fall. It's like they every time they say, yeah, we're cashing in our space, because he was he's a 22-year veteran, so I think it's
he retired. I got out.
No.
Yeah, after that deployment, after I did 2 deployments, one in state, one overseas, it just took so much time because I was active duty during those times. Mm-hmm. I not only was I ready to be done devoting that much time, I was ready to be done devoting the weekend, because I was a reservist. I was a career reservist. But the first weekend of the month for me in a place where 80% of my business comes from the weekend. I just couldn't give up any one weekend, and I was always going to be available for another deployment. So I didn't know if I wanted to do that again. I did it. I got it out of my system. So space age for retirees. But the problem with space age that I have is that you can't plan around it. For me, you have, for somebody who has to be back at certain times and places, space A, and they tell you straight up, you can't, you could get bumped priority, things like that. Space A means literally space available.
Space available, yeah.
So, if I need to get back, because I want to go to Tokyo. I want to go to Tokyo in January for Wrestle Kingdom. Yeah. And I've never been to Tokyo. I want to go to Tokyo.
Yeah, and that's what I asked my folks whenever they did that last year and they're planning to this fall because that's when their anniversary is, or it's just after they and they're retired, so they kind of like doing that now. Every fall I do a little bit of house sitting for them, for the during that period. But and then every time they do a space A, it's like really, it's like a space A. It's like it's compared to like a normal commercial flight, it's much more tentative in terms of like whether you've got it. Okay, where are we going when we do have it?
Then you got to make your plan around something that may not. It's cool if you're like my dad and my mom. When you're both retired and you don't have anywhere to be, it's really cool. It's a cool asset to use. But if you're me, I don't ever plan on retiring from like what I do. I will retire from other things, but I'm going to do this geek shit until I can't physically do it anymore. Mm-hmm. So I'll always be required to be somewhere, especially as something like this channel grows alongside the Sci-Fi Center. We're going to be required to be certain places because people are going to expect that of us. It was just like going into Hall H. I mean, if I went to Comic-Con and we weren't at Hall H, I think I don't know, I'm cheating my viewers, So there you go. Is there a SummerSlam show? I will be covering SummerSlam. Right, that's actually going to be a big part because SummerSlam is on Saturday. So I will be covering in fact, we might be a little bit late because I got a feeling there's going to be some cool stuff that happens on SummerSlam that I'm actually going to want to watch going into the show. So the very first thing that we do on Saturday nights overnight live is going to be cover SummerSlam because we'll have been it'll have been minutes ended just by that time. So I got what you're saying from the movie, but yeah, I'm gonna do it as long as I can. Like I said, I mean, you don't get old in any life if you're doing what you like doing. You get old when you stop. And William, I watched the news, a chance of sunshine all week long. Thank goodness we need the rain. We don't need the rain. We don't need the rain. We're the fucking desert. That's what a desert is. You don't need the fucking rain. That's like telling me, your friend that I need the property damage. I need the flooding. So I think I need those things less than I need the rain. Sorry. And it's not even a certain, but like I said, the thunderstorms lately have been happening and then they get really hard and then they go away. What I can't do is that sustained shit from last year. So where it rains hard and it stays raining hard for hours at a time. That's enough to ruin the year for me. I don't think my roof at the center could take that again. I don't think my units could take that again. I can't complete the expansion of the store where I want to because of all this. And my house can't take it. So no, fuck the rain. I don't give a fuck if we need it or not. It's the desert. We'll adjust. Let's see. Comic book store owner is called the Widowmaker. Ooh, I don't know if that sounds
sorry.
Yeah, I like getting out of Vegas, getting out of 115 degree heat. I don't care where I have to go.
Yeah, it's gonna be we're gonna be watching like the first 4 episodes of Batman Cape Crusader. Again, we were going to be doing Rebel Moon, the extended cuts, and we decided because the length of the 2 movies and just wanting to give everybody a chance to like actually see them before we do the watch parties, and we decided to bump those back a few days.
Yeah, we're doing that at the request of viewers that want to get a chance to watch it on their own before they watch it with a group. So that's why we're doing it that way.
Let's see. Finish the big drawing. Can you show it, please? Okay. Look.
What is it?
Let me see what you got. Let me look you pull you up here real quick, Droga.
I don't have any major ones. I forgot some of the matches because some of the matches got
Did you put it on Twitter, Droga?
let's see,
Just DM it to me, man. I'll share for you.
all right, so I don't think Sokoa is going to win. I think Damian Priest is going to lose to Gunther. I think Gunther is going to win the title here. I think Bailey beats Nyla Jax. I think Liv Morgan. I don't know who's going to win this match, but I've had to flip a coin. She's the champ. I think she beats Rhea Ripley. I think there'll be a swerve there. I think Dominic turns on her. I think Cody Rhodes defeats Solo Sikoa. I think Roman Reigns comes back into this match. I think LA Knight beats Logan Paul for the U.S. title. I think Braun Breaker beats Sami Zayn for the Intercontinental title. And the main event, believe it or not, is a match that's not even for a title, and that's going to be CM Punk and Drew McIntyre. I think Drew McIntyre wins that match.
Okay, so you did one of the turtles here, man. That's pretty good. Pretty good, Droga. We pulled up larger for everybody to see. That's pretty good, man. That's pretty good. That's pretty good art, my man. Let's keep it up. And Ruth came in as we're wrapping up.
Hold on real quick. There. Will you ever do a wrestling section of the show? I volunteer for corresponding. I do more. I get people pissed at me because I do. I mean, there's wrestling section. I mean, sometimes we do a little bit more. Look at the belts behind me, man. What kind of fan I'm at. But yeah, if you want to come on when we do wrestling, I mean, a lot of times I'll bring in Armando up. You know. Let's see. Gunther LA Knight. Yeah, I think LA Knight is going to actually win. No, Gunther. No, it's not Gunther LA Knight. It's Gunther and it's Gunther and Damian Priestley. Yeah, Borderlands with a lot of star power in it. A little Ariana Greenblatt with her little.
By the way,
ears.
I think somebody asked also we're going to see what is it, Trap? I think is the. I'm probably going to give that a look this weekend. Yeah, the M Night.
That I might see on Sunday. I do want to see that because it looks kind of cool.
Yeah. In fact, let me look at the release calendar and like see what's big coming up that we. Because I also asked William if you guys. And he, I think, was on board with this too. If you guys want to see me actually doing any kind of like outside, just immediately coming from the theater reactions on anything more we like talk about in detail on here, so I may start doing that in the near future here. But what's coming up? Yeah, I mean the big one for me this month is Alien Romulus, and that is on the 16th. That's my big one this month. Yeah, I'll probably do an out of the theater one for you guys on Alien Romulus when we get there. And yes, Ruth, we decided for the extended cut to Rebel Moon, because 2 movies between them 6 hours, want everybody to get a chance to see them on their own before we do the watch party. So we decided to bump those to this coming week. And that's pretty much the beginning of the next charity ride we're going to be doing. Between the releases of Rebel Moon, the extended cuts, and Twilight of the Gods. So watch out for all that too.
I could see that, but I don't on the same token because of SummerSlam is the next biggest pay-per-view they have after WrestleMania, and I think they want him to win it on the big stage. That's just a thought.
Oh, by the way, I was thinking about this too. As far as like future watch parties, and again, it's like it's again outside of like anything I can like tie into the raid genre wise. And we did a little bit of this, and we did some watch parties on Monarch. But I was thinking also, do you guys be interested in doing some Godzilla watch parties?
What kind?
And the reason, Second.
What kind? The original Toho or the?
Well, I mean, there's so many, and we done -1, so I mean, we just pick one at random. So here's a Godzilla movie. Because the thing about it is, like, until they get to the Heisei era, they don't really have like a really strict continuity anyway. So, like one I was really kind of pondering was Godzilla 85, because I know that was my intro to Godzilla, and William not a fan, so so it means we got to do it.
All right, I think that's where we'll wrap it.
Oh, you're rapping on Godzilla. Oh, Diego wants to do the 98 Godzilla. Listen, okay, as William said, it's like if you take the Godzilla out of it, it's just like a monster attacks New York City movie. It's actually, it's actually very, very effective.
Okie dokie. All right, guys. See you tomorrow evening, heading into the weekend.
And hopefully Twitter works with us this time.
Yeah, I'm going to see if I'm the only one having an issue. I probably doubt that I am. But for those of you who are watching it on the replay, hello.
I guess.